Alright, we got Christensen boys today, and we're doing an oil change on the old Beastie Beast. That'll be my cameraman today. We got Mobile Delvac 540. Winter is coming. Anyway, that's my favorite oil. Mobile filter, because it was on sale. They're fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway, this is going to be the oil. That's the Beast. And we'll get back right here in a second when we're in position. Let's go. Is it playing?
Mm-hmm.
We're recording?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. Now we're underneath the trail truck. And gotta pop the drain plug. I haven't popped anything free yet, so hopefully it's not a complete pain. Oops, that's righty-tighty. That's not what we want. Oh man, there it goes. Maybe I tightened that good last time, but that's all right. All right. It's gonna come squirting on out of there. Ooh. 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 There it goes. Mm-hmm. This is about 3,400 miles, 3,500 miles. I usually change it at 3,000. I was a little lazy. Did a little extra highway. But this oil actually is still in okay shape. It's not the typical blacky black that these diesels can get to eventually. So, but I like to be proactive. We're gonna change it. Gotta do that filter. Mason, you can keep recording, but I need to go get a rag. That's one thing I forgot. It's draining anyway. So, and then once it gets slower, we'll pull the filter off. I'm just gonna go get a rag because I forgot.
Keep squirting and squirting. That's about how full it is right now.
Awesome. That'll work. Here we go. I always recommend you don't want your truck to be, you don't want your car to be hot, but you don't want it cold either. So I drove this a little bit an hour ago, so everything's just warm, and I just find it easier to get the plugs free, get the filter free. Helps the oil come out a little bit better. But just cleaning off my plug. Now that that's slowing down, I'll get, might be a little tricky for the camera to reach, but the filter is up here on this truck. So if you come at it from the driver's side, where I'm at, behind the tire, boom plug, then boom oil filter. And I just got a basic oil wrench. I gotta make it a little bit smaller than that. Just gotta break it free. What I love is how open this is. This is really easy on these trucks. It's not, the engineers did a fine job. Think about this. Now the fuel filter, where I gotta take the inner fender out. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it's kind of annoying to try from the top. So I always take my inner fender out. I can complain about that, but in terms of the oil change, this is pretty straightforward. Get my arm up here. It's not a job if you don't get dirt in your eye. It's gonna leak. That's why I have the pan there. Make sure that pan gets it all. Kind of slowly turning it here. Should slow down. There it goes. Take the filter. Looks like I did mobile last time too, and obviously it did a fine job. There it goes. Dump that oil into the pan as it continues to drain. Try to turn it up and get out of here without getting more dust in my face. Alright, that's good. Let me get one more rag. Actually, I can reach it. Well, there is one thing that I do on all my gear oil, or gear oil, gearbox oil change. No one really does, but I just like to sprinkle in a little bit of new oil to help push through any things. Although I'm pretty sure this pan holds a little, probably doesn't matter as much, but I'm still, because I've always done it, just gonna put in a tiny new oil to help clear out the old.
Still dry.
I'll do that in just a moment.
Still jerking. As you heard about all the stuff he says, it's true.
And that's just the new oil I just put in. Yeah, there it is. I can see that's the new oil. Again, it's just something that I like to do. Not everyone does it. I can literally see new oil coming out. Much lighter tint to it. You could wait, but since it's a nice light gold, I'm gonna put the plug in. That's why I do it that way. I just think it helps rinse out the old, especially on gearboxes. Especially on gearboxes. Now the filter housing still dripping some. It's tight. I'm gonna get a little bit more clearance for myself. Still grab that oil. So my truck's lifted, so I don't really need anything like a jack or nothing. This is pretty easy. Just kind of go up there. It's good. It's tight enough. Plugs in. And I just clean it up. And we'll do the same thing with the filter. Just gonna kind of wipe away the housing where it's dirty. Everything else looks pretty. Now there's using the rag, there's a little bit of a dirt ring around where the filter was. And all I'm doing is cleaning up that dirt ring like that. That's a little better. And now we got a new filter. It's mobile. It's important to oil the seal. I don't care about using new stuff for this, especially since I change my oil regularly. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil around that seal to help it break free the next time I do an oil change. Just like that. Then I can reach up and get it started. Right now it's started. Starting to get a little tight. I like to use my right hand when I can. I am righty, so I'm going to try to sneak it up there to get a better grip and to tighten it down. Actually, you know what? Let's use the rag, go up through here. Tighten, tighten, tighten. You don't need more than hand tight. Plenty. And with it being so open and having the filter wrench, that's perfect. Okay. I always like to wipe away some of the oil that dripped so it doesn't drip on my driveway. Like that. Nothing perfect, nothing crazy, but boom. Now we can get the pan out of here and go to where we're going to fill it up. Mason up top. Right there. Dipstick's pulled out a little just to help it vent a little bit. And I have pretty much 10 quarts. So exactly from what I did. So I just have to dump in what I have. There it goes. Put that to the side. Just gonna dump in the oil right into the funnel. These jugs are 4 quarts. Truck takes 10, so you need 2.5 jugs, which is exactly what we had. We had a little over 2.5, but I put a little bit of oil in to help rinse out the old, and so that's why I said it's gonna probably be pretty darn near perfect. That's why when I recycle my oil, I go to O'Reilly's. Recycling, it's free. That's how I dispose of it, and I just bring it there when these jugs.
2 caps and 2 little things.
We're gonna pour this one in. You want to always make sure the filter's on and the plug's in, or else you have one heck of a mess. But it pours pretty quickly. You can see the color of the new oil, it's just light gold. That's why it was really easy for me to tell when I saw the new oil coming out of that drain plug. And you can just kind of see bits of the old oil getting pushed out with the new lubricity of the new stuff. So the oil level's going to be perfect. I've done a few oil changes on this truck, so I got some experience. And I know that that's going to be probably just a hair under the full line, which is where I like it. But okay, all the oil's in here. We always have the caps ready because we got to put the old oil in these to recycle it. I'll just put the garbage with the garbage here. I'll throw that away in a minute. Okay, coming back to the change. Funnel's had a second. I know the filter's tight. I'm just putting the drain stick, oil cap back on, tighten it up. And like I said, I put in pretty much exactly 10 quarts, maybe 2 ounces short, maybe, of 10 quarts. So fill in, throw and recycle it. I like to keep the newer rig for the oil check. I went 3,230 miles. Gotta let that oil drain all the way down. So this is a good moment to show that I recycle and put the old in. You can also see what the old looks like, what it's supposed to look like. Never had a coolant issue with this truck for, well, no, it leaked coolant at one point from an upper radiator hose. I just put a second hose clamp on it, but no, the head gaskets were done on my Duramax around 150. It was studded, and it hasn't had any forms of issues since. So this is what your dirty oil should look like. This is 3,230 miles. Even when I touch it, I can feel that there's still great lubrication. And you know, maybe some people think I'm wasting my money, but I'd rather be proactive in changing my oil, making sure it's good, than vice versa and pushing it out too much. Not really a point to that for me. I think that's silly. Oil's cheap, engines aren't. The whole time I'm doing this, that oil's draining down and resting where it should, so that when I do an oil check, I'll make sure it's to the full line where it's supposed to be. Go from there. And what I like to do is I always tip this, because there's just going to be a little bit I want to continue to go to the bottom of the pan. We can do an oil check on the beast. Clear it off with the cleaner rag. Feed it in.
Each one is to help the truck.
Make sure it's where it should be. Should be pretty darn close. Like I said, I've done this once or twice. So, yep. So you can see, I don't know how well it comes through on the camera, but the bottom of the F is the full. When you come to the backside, the oil's literally where my thumbnail is, which is right at the line of the full. So it's absolutely perfect, the oil level. Just double check the top end. We'll do a quick check underneath, make sure nothing's leaking.
I'm gonna walk over here. My mat's over here.
Oh no, Mason. Look, it's completely clean. It's not leaking nothing. I can peek up at the plug, go a step farther. Plug is bone dry. Oil housing, bone dry. So we'll come out, to wrap up that oil, take the cameraman. I'll wrap it up. We'll get the rest of that gone. Bottle those up. We got to make a run to O'Reilly's. Want to thank my cameraman from the Christensen boys, Mason. And I'm Dad Christensen. This has been fun. Say cheese. And that's an oil change on an LLY 2005 Duramax. Hashtag. Go ahead and say it. That's right. Let's go.